about how to deal with a narcissist and, more specifically, how to get them to submit to you. Now, I know this can be a sensitive and tricky subject, but if you've ever been involved with a narcissist, whether in a relationship, at work, or even in your family, you've probably felt the power struggles, the manipulation, and the constant need for control. So today, we're going to talk about 5 simple steps that can help you turn the tables and make a narcissist submit to you. Let's get into it. Before we begin, it's important to understand what we mean by submit. When we talk about getting a narcissist to submit, we don't mean breaking them down or controlling them in a negative way. Narcissists, by their nature, crave control and admiration. They want to feel superior and tend to dominate relationships. What we're really talking about here is shifting the dynamic, taking back your own power, and getting them to respect your boundaries. It's about creating a situation where they no longer feel like they have the upper hand, but rather, they realize that you're someone they can't manipulate or overpower. Narcissists thrive on control, and they use a range of tactics, from charm to manipulation to outright aggression, to maintain that control. They like to feel superior, and they often do so by undermining others, twisting situations to their advantage, and demanding constant admiration. So, to get a narcissist to submit to you, the key is to disrupt this power dynamic in ways that leave them off balance. While it's not easy, it can be done with a mix of psychological awareness, assertiveness, and emotional intelligence. The first step to making a narcissist submit to you is to master the art of emotional detachment. This might sound simple, but for anyone who's dealt with a narcissist, it's one of the hardest things to do. Narcissists are experts at pushing emotional buttons. They know how to make you feel guilty, how to charm you when they need something, and how to make you doubt yourself. They thrive on your emotional reactions because it gives them a sense of power and control. The more you react emotionally to their provocations, whether it's through anger, frustration, or even affection, the more power they have over you. To regain control, you need to practice emotional detachment. This means not giving them the emotional reactions they're looking for. When they try to provoke you, stay calm. When they try to charm or manipulate you, respond in a neutral, measured way. This doesn't mean being cold or unfeeling, but rather, it means not letting them dictate how you feel or react. By remaining emotionally grounded, you send a clear message that they can't control you, and this will start to shift the power dynamic in your favor. Narcissists are highly attuned to emotional cues, and when they realize that their usual tactics aren't working on you, they'll begin to lose their grip. The second step is setting firm boundaries and enforcing them. Narcissists often operate without regard for other people's boundaries. They feel entitled to behave however they want, whether that means invading your personal space, demanding your time and energy, or disrespecting your opinions and feelings. One of the most effective ways to make a narcissist submit to you is by making it clear that you have boundaries, and more importantly, that you won't tolerate those boundaries being crossed. When setting boundaries with a narcissist, it's crucial to be both clear and consistent. Let them know what behavior is unacceptable and what the consequences will be if those boundaries are crossed. This might involve saying something like, "I'm not comfortable with the way you're speaking to me, and if it continues, I will leave the conversation," or, "I need my personal space, and I expect you to respect that." The key is not to just state the boundaries but to follow through with the consequences when they're crossed. Narcissists are often used to people backing down or giving in to their demands, so by consistently enforcing your boundaries, you signal that you won't be controlled. Once they realize that you're serious about your boundaries and that there are real consequences for crossing them, they will start to submit to those rules, even if begrudgingly. It's important to remember that narcissists often test boundaries to see how far they can push. So, standing your ground might feel uncomfortable at first, but over time, they'll learn that you're someone they can't manipulate easily. The third step in getting a narcissist to submit to you is learning to control the narrative. Narcissists love to dominate conversations and steer the narrative in a way that benefits them. They'll often twist facts, deflect blame, or exaggerate their own achievements to make themselves look superior. To shift the balance of power, you need to be able to control the narrative in a way that subtly challenges their version of reality without directly confronting them in a way that escalates conflict. One effective way to do this is by using strategic questioning. Instead of engaging in arguments or outright accusing the narcissist of lying or exaggerating, ask questions that gently challenge their narrative. For example, if a narcissist is bragging about their accomplishments in a way that you know isn't accurate, you might ask, "That's interesting. Can you explain how that happened?" Or, "I'm curious, how did you manage to achieve that?" By asking these kinds of questions, you force the narcissist to clarify their statements. And often, they'll trip themselves up in their own exaggerations. Another tactic is to stay calm and provide facts or evidence when they try to distort the truth. Narcissists are often used to people either backing down or getting flustered in the face of their manipulative tactics. By staying calm and sticking to the facts, you not only expose the holes in their narrative but also demonstrate that you're not easily swayed by their attempts to control the conversation. The fourth step is understanding and exploiting the narcissist's need for validation. Narcissists crave admiration and validation. It's what fuels their inflated sense of self-worth. While it might seem counterintuitive, strategically giving them the validation they seek can be a powerful tool in getting them to submit. The key here is to use validation as a way to guide their behavior, rather than simply feeding into their ego. When a narcissist behaves in a way that aligns with your boundaries or your expectations, you can offer positive reinforcement by validating that behavior. For example, if they respect your boundaries or handle a situation calmly, you might say something like, "I really appreciate how you handled that," or "It's great to see you being so respectful." Narcissists thrive on compliments and validation, so by offering it selectively, when they're acting in ways that benefit you, you can subtly encourage them to behave in ways that align with your needs. However, it's important to be cautious with this approach. Narcissists are experts at manipulation, and if they sense that you're trying to control them through validation, they may push back. The goal is to offer validation in a way that feels genuine and well-timed, without overdoing it or making it seem like you're trying to manipulate them. When done right, this approach can make the narcissist feel like they're still getting the admiration they crave, while you're quietly steering the dynamics of the relationship in your favor. Finally, the fifth step in making a narcissist submit to you is to develop an unshakable sense of self-worth. Narcissists prey on people who are insecure or who rely on external validation for their sense of self. If they sense that you're unsure of yourself or that you need their approval, they'll exploit that vulnerability to control you. However, if you cultivate a strong, internal sense of self-worth, you become much harder for a narcissist to manipulate. When you know your own value and are confident in who you are, you won't feel the need to seek validation from the narcissist, or anyone else. For that matter, this puts you in a position of power because it means that the narcissist can no longer use your insecurities against you. They thrive on making others doubt themselves, but when you refuse to play that game, you strip them of one of their most powerful tools. Building self-worth takes time and effort, but it's one of the most important steps in shifting the power dynamic with a narcissist. By focusing on your own growth, setting goals, and affirming your own value, you can develop the inner strength to stand up to a narcissist and maintain control of your own life. Narcissists often lose interest in people they can't control, so by demonstrating that you're confident and self-assured, you'll find that they start to back down and submit to your strength. So, there you have it, 5 simple steps to make a narcissist submit to you. While it's never easy to deal with a narcissist by mastering emotional detachment, setting firm boundaries, controlling the narrative, strategically offering validation, and building your own self-worth. You can shift the balance of power and get them to respect you on your terms. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful and insightful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment below with your thoughts or any questions you might have. I always love hearing from you, and your engagement really helps support the channel. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.